Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Jemima Beekes. I'm your host for tonight. Let's have a look at today's headlines. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jemima Beekes. I have in studio today the chieftain of the Khomanin, Dana Khoes, Rosa, Namises. Now we all are aware of the furore that has erupted in the last few days over the President Hage Geingob's striking absence at the Gaob festival over the years, despite making arrangements to, promising that he would attend and cancelling on last minute. So Ms. Namises, who is the chieftain of the Khomanin people, will be talking to us about what she thinks of what is happening. She will also talk to us about the plight of the Khomanin people, who mostly live in corridors without land of their own, or who are roaming the country without land of their own. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Namises.
Thank you.
Now, Ms. Namises, like I've said, you are aware of the furore over the president's reluctance or hesitancy to attend the Gaob festival and other festivals, despite him being seen at Olofuku many times. What do you make of that?
Actually, the universe works wonderfully. I am surprised that it comes back and is haunting us all the time. I very beautifully remember the very first time that Master President with the late Dr. Theo Gurirab, may his soul rest in peace, and then other leadership attended. I was there that time, many years ago, many years ago. It was even us that has taken them around, and I am wondering, after that, what will happen to his soul and to his interest. And because after that attendance, I have never ever seen him attending again, from taking all his different portfolios up until now. But I have seen him, like you said, that he has been attending the Olofuku. So this whole furore that has now happened is just a way of haunting us again. I was personally involved in the year 2017, where we have put the red carpet for our president. I think he was president at that time. And I remember having the most beautiful white soft chairs for him. There is even a picture. We ended up putting there a little girl on that chair. And we were awaiting for him with a big welcome. We really looked forward to have him present there. And unfortunately, he did not turn up. But that really did not deter us who were the organizing committee, because I belonged to the organizing committee then. What we were saying to ourselves was, it is okay if he has not come. Maybe it is not really yet time for him to attend. And I think it depends mostly on the president, but also on him as the cultural being and the leader of the land, of these brave people. I think it's good that he attends Olufuko, but he needs to do it with the Nama festival or with the Damara Nukwen festival, because he showed that he can attend cultural activities. But the question is, why is it selective? And that's my question, that until he helps me to answer that, why selectivity? Why is it? And for me, it doesn't matter the many things. When Olufuko was done, I saw a grand program. It's very grand. It has resources. It is, in a short period of time, it has a whole empire there, which is different with the rest of the other festivals. We have to put our hands in our pockets. We have to make it look good for our people, because we believe in coming together. We believe in expressing who we are. We believe in informing and inviting all other Namibian women and men of the other language speakers. So it is not a grandeur space, but I remember for that one time, I really was personally involved, and many other young Namibians were very excited that we put together as much as we can. And I am one day, I'm hoping that the president will humble himself, and because there is a sacred ceremony, and we go to the graveside early morning to greet the ancestors, to greet the fallen heroes and heroines, and we greet the first of the Nukwen leadership. So that's a very sacred moment for all of us, and it is called Chekom. We speak to the ancestors before we enter, and the Gaob greets them, and then we go there. So it is a very precious moment for young ones and those of us who are older to attend, and then be present and visit the gravesites. Yeah.
Now, Chieftain, do you think Namibians, well, obviously Namibians are split on this issue, but there are many Namibians who are angered by the president's failure to attend the Khoe as well as the Gaob festival. Do you think this anger is justified?
I must just correct, the Gaob is the Nukwen festival here, and the Nama festival. I'm happy for the Namas that has also started to have an opportunity like that. We should do this as cultural people. And I have seen many people raging. I have heard also non-Damara speakers complaining about the president not attending and not receiving even answer that can justify or that gives them satisfaction. People are asking, why do you attend Olufuko? Why do you regard late King Kauluma and don't regard the other chiefs and the King Justus? Why? But we don't get the answer, and I think that's the interesting part for me, why there's no clear answer coming. And when people are saying, I think it is a good thing that people are really questioning the action and questioning the practice, how this is done, and why it is done. And for me, that's the point. Why then should this thing come on for so long? It has really come on for so long, and still there is just no answer to make it rest. Instead, it brings more concern, more quarrels, and more silence from the president's side. But interesting, he said he is a full Damara. That was very beautiful of him recognizing. And for me, I see slowly he maybe start to recognize where his lineage is. Because this thing of becoming aware of who we are, as highly placed as we are, it's a very sacred and very deep issue. And for many too long, we have been alienated. And maybe it is that part of the president that is also at play. And I'm happy that he really stood there and said, I am a full blood Damara. It's very important.
Now, Ms. Namises, the president has been on record saying he's a nationalist and he doesn't want to be seen as the president of only some people, for instance, the Damara people. And now you've said it was beautiful for him to acknowledge or to put out there that he's a full-blooded Damara. Why is it important for the president or a president to acknowledge his cultural heritage, in your view?
In the first place, he started, for me, I'm always wondering, why are we afraid? Why is it that people are scared to say, I am colored or I am Damara? And it tells a big story. It really tells a story of alienation from the times of colonialism. We have been referred to pagan, we have been referred to uncivilized, and it's not only maybe the president out there who is afraid. Many of us speaking these languages that we speak, and many of us originating, for example, from the San and maybe a white family, or we originate from Nukwe Damara and a Herero, we don't want to accept to say our parents, my mother is the Damara and my father is the Herero person. And it is very difficult. And for me, what is happening with the president, not because he's just the president, it's also maybe that part of searching about who we are and searching why we have to do this, because it's our roots. Nationalism is beautiful. My question is, are you Huka first the nationalist, or first the person that comes from a given family, speaking that given language? And then that makes you most national. When we were trying to affirm ourselves, because there is too much derogatory messages towards the Damara people that they shrink. You know, it's like when I look at George Floyd and how he was killed, for me it was depicting many, many years of people sitting on our necks. And for the Damara people, also the derogatory messages that they receive, nobody wants to identify also with that. Rather you say you are nationalist. But being a nationalist also is requiring a certain line-up of your existence. From where did you become the nationalist? Where did you start? Where were you born? Where is your inception? And from there you become. And therefore for me, when the nationalism stands in front, but you cannot be proud of your origin, how do you build? How do you connect? How do you ensure that you bring forth that love at the national level. You need to develop a certain foundation from where you can move. And I think you cannot first just be a nationalist and then the rest you forget. So for me, it's really very interesting how much we are all, I don't have a doubt, I'm proudly Namibian, but I am Khoe. I am naturally, I think by nature, I am Namibian, but proudly I am Khoe. And Khoe, I come from that Damara woman, whatever, and that's the problem we have been. It's also a mentality that has really come over years, where we were told, you must now leave your name. I'm so happy, as much as he is a national, he didn't start with Gottfried. The Gottfried was forced onto him. His parents, when he was born, our president, and every other names that people are having, Yolokeni or Shianale or Hage, that was the first name this world heard, and this world was given to identify this person at that name. So it is the second names of Angelica and Gottfried and Gustafina. It is the colonial problem. They couldn't identify themselves to these names, and as a result baptism came in. People never was baptized. They were presented to the ancestors, they were presented to the rain, and they were presented to Mother Earth, to the stars and to the moon and so on. They were told, here we have given birth to this child. There was a ceremony to receive that name, and it's very important. That is what makes you, that is what really makes you stand. And I think I make peace with the fact that the president does not come. One day he will come. I am sure the president will attend, and maybe then in that attendance we'll be saying, stop now, Mr. President, it's enough. But one day he will come when he has become the free human being that he is. Yeah, because it's a celebration, it's a place where we talk, we want to listen to his message, we are dancing, we are showing off traditional medicine, traditional outfits, we are showing off. It is not a place that indoctrinates you and change you suddenly. No, it's a place where we just say, this is how we express ourselves, this is who we are. It is maybe also the only place that sometimes we don't translate. We speak freely and express and eat the meat. We are being told that we are bad, we are eating donkey meat and so on, but it's our delicacy. We drink our maho, we eat the irun, we celebrate, and we find each other and we bond together, and we do the rain dance, we play and we teach the young ones. And when you are in the city and when you are alone in your offices, you know that I speak this language. I can go back to somewhere. There's an old woman, an old man with very gray hair that can still touch and massage me, that can still make me feel and give me the sense of belonging. So I think that's why the festivals are there. And I'm happy it is given to us through our constitution as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us in studio with Dana Khoes. Now, that was Dana Khoes of the Khomanin community, Rosa Namises, talking to us about the importance of traditional festivals. And there's a saying that says, you can only know where you are going if you know where you are coming from.
Absolutely.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.